This is Anneliese Michel, a teenage girl with lots of dreams and ambitions. So how did she lose her life to a messed up exorcism? Find out in this video. Anneliese Michel grew up in the serene countryside of Bavaria, West Germany, during the 1960s. Devoutly Catholic, she attended Mass twice a week with her family, who cherished their faith deeply. As a young girl, Anneliese was known for her bright smile and gentle nature, but her life took a dark and sinister turn when she turned 16. One day at school, Anneliese suddenly blacked out and began wandering the halls in a daze. She had no memory of the incident, but her friends and family described her as being in a trance-like state. A year later, a similar episode occurred. This time, she woke up in a trance, wet her bed, and suffered violent convulsions that shook her body uncontrollably. Her family, terrified and deeply religious, became convinced that she was possessed by a demon. Seeking answers, Anneliese visited a neurologist who diagnosed her with temporal lobe epilepsy, a condition that causes seizures, memory loss, and vivid hallucinations. The diagnosis did little to comfort her or her family, who remained certain that something far more sinister was at play. Temporal lobe epilepsy is also associated with Geschwind syndrome, a disorder marked by hyperreligiosity, which only deepened Anneliese's conviction that she was under demonic attack. Despite taking medication for her epilepsy, Anneliese's condition worsened. She began to see grotesque, demonic faces everywhere she went and heard sinister voices whispering that she was damned and would rot in hell. Desperate for help, Anneliese and her family turned to the church, but the clergy they approached insisted she needed medical treatment and refused to perform an exorcism without the bishop's approval. Anneliese's behavior grew increasingly bizarre and disturbing. She tore the clothes from her body, performed up to 400 squats a day, crawled under tables barking like a dog, ate spiders and coal, bit the head off a dead bird, and even licked her own urine from the floor. Her family was at their wits' end when they finally found a priest who believed in her possession. Father Ernst Alt was convinced that Anneliese was possessed. In court documents, he later claimed she didn't look like an epileptic. Anneliese wrote to him in desperation, "I am nothing, everything about me is vanity. What should I do? I have to improve, you pray for me." She also confided, "I want to suffer for other people, but this is so cruel." Father Alt petitioned Bishop Joseph Stengel, who granted permission for an exorcism to be conducted by Father Arnold Renz, but under strict secrecy. Over the next 10 months, Fathers Alt and Renz performed 67 exorcisms on Anneliese, each session lasting up to 4 hours. During these grueling rituals, Anneliese claimed to be possessed by 6 demons: Lucifer, Cain, Judas Iscariot, Adolf Hitler, Nero, and Fleischmann, a disgraced priest. The demons would battle for control over Anneliese's body, their guttural voices arguing through her. Throughout the exorcisms, Anneliese's suffering was immense. She spoke of dying to atone for the sins of the youth and the apostate priests of the modern church. She broke her bones and tore the tendons in her knees from incessant kneeling in prayer. As the months passed, Anneliese refused to eat, believing starvation would purify her. On July 1, 1976, she succumbed to malnutrition and dehydration at the age of 23. Anneliese Michel's death shocked the nation. Her parents and the 2 priests were charged with negligent homicide. During the trial, recordings of the exorcisms were played, capturing the chilling voices of the supposed demons and Anneliese's agonized pleas. The priests were found guilty of manslaughter resulting from negligence and sentenced to 6 months in jail, later suspended, and 3 years of probation. The court spared her parents from punishment, declaring that they had suffered enough. The haunting story of Anneliese Michel, the real-life inspiration for Emily Rose, endures as a chilling reminder that in the shadowy intersection of faith, science, and the human psyche, we should seek understanding and compassion for those who walk the fine line between the seen and the unseen.